morning, everyone. Welcome in, everyone. Cora, Dark Sleeps. How are we today? My microphone is loose for some reason. Oh, because I was doing some adjustments earlier. What's that? Hey, welcome in, friend. Thanks for the follow. As you can see, I got this thing up and working. It's good to go. I'm actually going to be doing some upgrades to it soon. I'm very excited. Biggest changes that are coming with it is I'm going to add some more LEDs to the outside, so it's got a little bit of a glow on the wall, as opposed to just the D20. That there will be a border around it. So I'm really excited about that. Also, friends, an exciting thing is happening right now, and she's staring at me because I'm talking to no one, but I have to switch over to here real quick because she's here, guys. She's here. Chandler is here. And if you Dark Sleeps, you noticed it, but I have some emotes today, some new emotes. Look, she's getting all cozy. Look at her, so beautiful. But no, we got some follower emotes for those who are just following and can't subscribe. But we also have, as Cora dropped, I now have a Rage Chan emote, which is just Channy shaking violently, either because something extreme has happened or because we're just so excited that Chandler's here. I know I am. But we got quite a few other things. Oh, thank you for the biddies, Cora. I appreciate that. But I'm going to switch back to this just because that scene is a little funky on my OBS. Yeah, she is here. So hopefully when I switch over, I think I'm going to go to this one today. I have to do some adjustments to it, but that shouldn't be a huge deal. But Chandler is here, and I'm very excited. She's also on my D20 blanket, which is very fitting for what we're doing today. But welcome in, my friends. Showing the love in every way that you can. I really appreciate it. But today, we are going to be doing a little bit of campaign building in Encounter Plus. Oh, a hype train? Already? Holy crap. That was terrible. That was better. Okay, yes, we have a hype train going. Local TDs, man, see, it's kind of love I enjoy. But, oh, and you did 6 months in advance. Oh, and more biddies? Okay, this is intense. We are officially over the 2,500, which means that I can throw on that wig back there. I think I'll do that. But, oh, this is super exciting. Thank you, friends. Nice 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time hype train. It's what we like to do. So I'll be putting on that wig here in a second. And I will be wearing it for every stream for the rest of the month. So thank you for Cora for getting us over that line. Look at all those Rage Channies. I appreciate it. But yes, today we're going to be doing some campaign building in Encounter Plus. Was the shaky cat. No, I get it. I totally understand. Like, shaky cat is... I'm glad you got your priorities straight. That's what this has taught me. But yes, we're going to be doing some campaign building in Encounter Plus, an app that I have used purely for encounters in the past, because that's what it was good for. But now they've definitely expanded on their actual campaign tracking a bit. Mostly in the realm of maps and tokens and, you know, certain effects and various other things. And for those who don't know, I have done an interesting, I don't actually have it on here, so I have to type it, but I have done a thing through QLab that I called Q Tabletop that could do maps and conditions and token moves and audio and atmospherics and all this other stuff, and I built one in QLab, and I did a lot of the work on stream. Unfortunately, because of the way that Twitch works, all of those VODs are now gone. I do have a YouTube channel where they have all been moved, so eventually I'll probably unlock and open that so that way people can go watch those. maybe something for subscribers to be able to go back and watch some of the cool things that we've done. But needless to say, yeah, Bezos, it's all his fault. It's always his fault. He owns most of the internet at this point. But yes, we're going to be doing Encounter Plus today because I haven't really scratched the surface of the map side of things, and I really want to, because on the 8th of January, Cora and a couple other people will be joining me on what I am calling D&D 101. We will be doing very bare bones basics all the way to, the startings of things. We're going to explain how the game works, how to build characters, very basics and things, what expectations you should have as opposed to expectations that a dungeon master has, and kind of go through the whole process on how to start playing D&D. We'll do a really short role-playing thing. We'll do a short encounter, like actual combat encounter, and kind of just get that thing started for some people that have never played before. I'm really excited about it, mostly because I always love playing with new players, because there's a certain fear and excitement in their eyes when they play because they don't know what they're doing. But the other side of it, and the real reason I love it, is that when we're all said and done, it makes them realize, or it shows them. It doesn't make them do anything. It shows them the reason that people like myself can love the game so much, that can look at D&D and go, oh, that's what you meant. Okay. And again, they all come to it in their own ways. Some of them realize it because they love it themselves. Others look at it and go, oh, that's why you like it so much. And again, it either is good. I'm not getting into this to make a bunch of new D&D nerds. I'm just going in because I want people to have a little bit of fun in the worlds that I can help build with them. Because as much as being a DM is a rules lawyer, they're more of a guide along the way, so that way the players can build the game. You're just giving them the canvas that they can paint on, of sorts. So yes, so philosophical. It's how I roll. You know me, toss. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, if you're gonna do it intensely in metal. But yeah, also the great Pumpkin Yunkin. Let me drop this. She's not in chat, but I'm gonna do it.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Pumpkin Yunkin got me this for Christmas. I am so happy. And it's a 10 a.m. stream again, which means Caffeinate is unlocked. Well, it doesn't have to be a 10 a.m. stream for me to unlock that. It's just I have to have caffeine for that button. So I turn that off most of the time because usually, again, my 6 o'clock, my 7 o'clock streams, I don't really need caffeine. I just come from work. I'm just kind of doing that sort of thing. So, yeah, caffeine is here. We're going to be going through it. We're going to be seeing how this Encounter Plus thing works in regards to the map side of things. I know a majority of how things run and work, but yeah. Also, I mentioned this thing. The D20color thing is up and running again. So if you're looking for how to interact with that, you do have these commands that you can do anytime. It'll change it for 5 seconds to whatever color, whatever hex value, random color, or you can use all of those same commands in the experience point reward, which is right down below your chat window. You can use, I believe it's 3,232 of your experience points to actually make this change for 5 total minutes. So you just use those same commands in the message format of that rewards redemption, and you can change that to whatever you want for 5 minutes. You spent your XP, so you deserve those 5 minutes. There's a lot of other cool things that this thing can do, and I'm trying to get it, further and further down the line to see some other amazing things, implement other lights. But for right now, that's what it can do. I'm excited for people to play around with it and do some stuff now that it's really up and running, as opposed to before, which was broken. Yeah, let me just do this real quick. Random. Oh, look, it's a nice little cyan color. Yeah. And also, for those who didn't notice, Dark Sleeps, you actually, when you did subscribe, this flashed a cyan color, because that's the thing that happens. Oh. That's what it does when there is a new subscriber. And also, our new follower, Gandian? Or Gondian, it flashed a magenta, because that's what happens when people follow. So we got a lot of things. Bits, it flashes yellow. Anybody raids in, it's red. Anybody hosts, it's green. All that great stuff. So, yeah, I love chat controlled stuff as well, which is why I was really happy that this could work. Well, Chandler has left us because I believe Kayla is awake now. So she is gonna go say hi. But yeah, let's just jump in. Let's just jump into it. So this is Encounter Plus. As you can see right now, I have my, let me switch my mouse over. I have my virtual DM screen, which is, oh no. For some reason, my chat was not happy. Come on. There we go. Okay, so let's get my mic out of my face. One of the first things that you'll notice, let me get things kind of situated, is that I have my virtual DM screen, which I absolutely love. And it is just a shortcut of everything that you would normally see on a Dungeon Master screen. It's just linked, which so say you need information about strength ability checks, you can click on it, you can go to it, and how that kind of works, as well as a reference to where this information is on the player's handbook, so that way you can dig into it a little bit better. Food and lodging, so that way you know the prices of these things, so that way you don't have to know it off the top of your head, because I know quite a few things off the top of my head, but that stuff seems to escape me when someone's just like, hey, so we want to stay for a night. Thank you for the biddies. So like when someone asks, I want to be able to be like, oh yeah, you're getting a gallon of ale, that'll be 2 silver pieces, and I could just have that. So one, my players think that I'm just this all-knowing knowledge, but two, which is more important, is that it doesn't halter the gameplay, because a lot of times, for anybody who has played D&D out there, a lot of the reasons that things kind of slow down is when a rule gets brought up and there's a question mark above the table of someone going, I don't know. I'm going to allow that message just because I I kind of agree with you. But come on, mouse. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for you to play as well. The biggest thing for me as a DM is being able to be relatively quick when people have questions. It's probably my teacher mentality that I like to not only do something with a group of people, I also like to make sure that everyone in the group, whether it's my knowledge or somebody else's, that everybody is a little bit better off when we're done with the experience. Whether it's knowledge of the subject or fulfillment of succeeding or whatever it may be, that we all bring our respective things. So during a session 0, which is technically what D&D 101 stream is going to be, one of the things that I like to ask is, what do you bring as a player to the table? And what do you bring as a character once the characters are built? What do you bring as a character to the party? So that way, people aren't like, we don't make, unless it's the point of the campaign, we don't make a party of 5 people who are just hack and slash giant barbarians that are gonna go around and just mutilate everything. That everybody kind of brings a different thing, so that way the party can be more well-rounded. So that way when the party goes out there, as well as when the players start playing, there's a certain aspect that they bring that other people may not, or that they have been designated, if more than one person can bring that to the table, they have been designated as the person who will handle that at the table. So like when puzzles come up and someone's like, I love puzzles, let me do puzzles. That just because that one person says, I want to do puzzles, doesn't mean that 2 or 3 other people there might not be great at it too. So when the puzzles come up, there might be a moment where that person goes, oh, I'm trying to figure this out. And someone can go, have you tried this? And then the party gets better because that person's able to interact. I appreciate chaotic characters if it makes sense. Like that is something. It's actually a conversation I've had with one of my campaigns in particular, because they wanted to be able to multi-class, and I always thought, multi-classing is great if it makes sense to the story, to the character. If someone says, I want to be like, I have a chaotic neutral character. There's a chaotic neutral character in one of my campaigns, and they're just like, yeah, I'm just kind of here, like, I have a mission, I'm going to accomplish the mission, I'm not going to care about anybody else. If they want to stay behind, that's great, I'm going to go ahead, like, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, that's fine, but you're going to deal with the repercussions. You're going alone, you're going to deal with the repercussions. You're not sticking with your party, reaction will happen. It's not me punishing you, it's the story looking at a lone gunman sort of individual and reacting to that happening. There's a campaign in particular, the one that you're looking at right now, where one of the characters wanted to, like 3 of the people wanted to go and save these people. Exactly. But 3 of the people in the campaign wanted to go and save this group of people, while another person wanted to go out and explore this area and see if they couldn't find the camp of, these marauders who came into the town and were wreaking havoc. They wanted to go and explore and see if they could find this camp, like a half mile or mile outside of town. So, a couple of the soldiers was like, oh, we'll go too. So, soldiers went with them. But now they are stuck, a mile outside of town, while the other 3 people, are you building this for the campaign you used to stream? Well, kind of. I'm just going to get some things set up. I'm going to play with a couple things, frame it out, because I need to make, like I said, a role-playing encounter as well as a combat encounter. So I want to kind of explore and see how that stuff is going to unwind, but also look for some maps, see some stuff that I can play with to kind of get a little bit more familiar with this. Because again, I've used this software for combat encounters and roleplay encounters almost exclusively. I haven't really jumped into the map side of stuff. And what I love about this is that I can set this up so the map will show on screen for people when I'm streaming. But I can also, I can also share it over the internet, so that way people playing this game will actually be able to zoom into the map and look a little bit closer. So that way, and that's something that my QLab mapping software can't do right now, unfortunately, is that the map is the map is the map. You see it on stream, or I share my screen over Discord, but that's it. This is going to allow people to actually be able to look at the map, see where their character is on it, and on an iPad or a phone or something can actually zoom in and see around them a little bit more pretty cool. And also, I can give them the ability to move their own character, which is something that I think gives that extra level of doing D&D online that kind of bridges that gap to doing it in person. So yeah, with that, I do need to kind of clear things out so that way we're a bit more ready for this. I created the campaign already. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Yeah, and see, that's the other thing about the QLab Q tabletop. Is, and again, I dropped the GitHub link in the chat, so definitely go check that out. Got a little bit of explanation of how it works, but not a true like how to. You definitely need the full version of QLab to use it, which is something that I know is a huge roadblock to getting it like out to people, is that you have to drop at least $400 to be able to use my software. And I was just like, that's never gonna work. So it exists for people who already have QLab, so that way they can open up my workspace and kind of play around with it. But for those who don't have QLab or don't want to rent it, it's kind of a, you know, an unreachable sort of tool to play with. So, but Encounter Plus, there is a subscription side of things. But Encounter Plus, to just open it up and campaign track, completely free, way easier to use. So I wanted to go in and be able to kind of play around and see what I couldn't make happen. So, no, that's not what I wanted, but thanks. So we are going to need to create a module. That's what we need. So the new module will be D&D 101. An adventure. Author. I'll just do PDM. Oh, that's too many D's. No reference code, version 1, cover art we'll worry about later. Okay, so D&D 101 has been created. So, the easiest way to do this, from what I have figured out, oh wow, there's 20 characters already. That's fun. Is that I am going to, I can actually import. I'm just going to use the characters that are already on the map that's here, because we'll drag in the other ones once they get built. But the this software, somebody used the API to actually be able to take a D&D Beyond character sheet and import all the information from that sheet, as well as the avatar photo, and make a character entry in Encounter Plus. Super, super convenient, which means that I just have people build their characters in D&D Beyond, make sure it's public, give me the link, and then I can take all of that info and then bring it right into Encounter Plus without even thinking. So yeah, let's make a new map, because we'll need something simple, something that they can kind of explore basic encounters. So maybe like, actually, you know what? Instead of labeling this what it's going to be, I'm going to label purely what it's going to accomplish, which is combat encounter. It really helps to be able to spell correctly. And I can put it in whatever campaign or whatever module. I'm going to put it in the D&D 101 module. Save. A new map has been created. So, I will have to add in the actual map itself, which I believe I can just click and drag. I need to go find a map. Yeah, as you can see, all my all my fancy folder names for all the D&D campaigns that I'm a part of. I think the map that I want to use, because I can't remember if I can do video. I can't do video. So, rotation 90. Hey! How are you? How are things down there? Oh. Oh, haha, it thinks it's a token. That's funny. I think I actually need, now that this has been created. I love that emote. I'm so glad that I was able to make it. Because for a while I was trying to figure out one of my last emotes that I could do. And someone said, you don't have a D&D themed emote, which now I have a couple of them, actually. If you haven't gone exploring, let me actually drop these real quick. So we now have this one. These are all the new ones. I'll drop all the new ones. So these are all the new ones for my subscribers. We got the D20, the RGB beard, Rage Chan, what did I call that? Love Train, and then the Flying Purple Hoe, which that one's for Beaky, because she is the Purple Hoe. And then we have some new ones for just followers, those who can't subscribe but still want to interact and have some fun with emotes. We now have these, which are a little bit more generic. They're in that Twitch realm, but I think they fit the vibe of my stream, so I wanted to be able to do that. But we added those are brand new. We also have there was one more static emote. Yeah, so we have the just the Beyond Beard and the Purple Heart, the Dustry Heart. Those have been added because they're ones that people really like using in Discord, and I wanted to bring them over here. So yeah, very excited about that. I also realized I need to move this little friend so that way he can actually be seen. Cool. So, pardon me. But yeah, so that was a short little thing to show off some of the emotes that have been made. But I'm really excited and happy about it. So let's throw this up. Oh, I gotta set my default campaign. Wait, how do I do that? Why do I always forget? Oh, is it in the edit screen? It probably is. Primary. Yep, that was it. I'm also going to change this because what you call it? It's D&D with DDM. That is the like campaign, because I'm going to do a lot of these. Oh, the glass. See, that was another thing that I was really excited about. What you call it? This emote, the Beyond Beard one, is that if it floats around on screen just right, like that one that's coming right to my face, is it gonna hit me? Oh, almost. I love that stuff. And there's actually, if you have BTTV, that fun addition to Twitch chat. There's actually just the hair, just the glasses, just the beard is emotes, and you can actually play the match 'em game on my emote wall, which I think is kind of cool. Anyway, I'm getting distracted, but for good reason. Okay. Oh no, why does it do it over here? Wait, can I pull it up? I think I can pull it up over here. I can. Okay. Pumpkin Yunkin!
I'm the bad guy.
Good morning.
Duh.
Tyler's back.
I'm the bad guy.
What am I missing? I have a feeling it's something simple, and I'm just being a funny guy. Oh, okay. Got it. Hey, she's here. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Image. Browse files. Or do I do the... No, I'm gonna do the moving one because I think that is super exciting. Oh yeah. So this is another thing I absolutely love about this, is that if the grid doesn't quite match up, you can actually grab this tool and resize the grid so it does fit. And it'll redo the grid on the map. Like, what? This app shouldn't be as cool as it is, but it is. So yeah, definitely, if you haven't already, check out MapGuffin. Fantastic content creator, does a lot of maps, and most of them are animated, which is super nice. And again, it's subtle. Like, when you look at this map, it's just a very simple map, but no, there's little butterflies, there's birds flying around, there's flower petals floating through the air. I think occasionally there's a small animal that darts between some of the trees and the bushes. Again, it's one of those things that super subtle, but really awesome to be able to see. So yeah, and then I can go in here. I can make... Where is it? Fog of War, Token Exploration, and Line of Sight. So that means when I do this and I drop in a token, they like it only shows what they can actually see, which is super freaking cool. Hide. Yeah, that sort of stuff. And now the map is like unlocked, so that way they can actually see stuff for anybody who comes in after that person. But I'm going to turn that sort of off right now. So I can add a new token. So it doesn't need to be, actually, let's do this the correct way. Let's add a group. Combat lesson. Wow, I cannot spell combat to save my life. Move. Now, this is one of those apps that definitely came from it's an iPad app, and then it moved to iPhone in a very basic sense, and then what was it, Catalina? I think Catalina, they decided to port it over to Mac, which means that now I can do all these edits here, and I can bring my iPad with me and run stuff off of my iPad, but doing it on my Mac is just so much more clean, that I don't have to, like, it's not too much work anymore, which is fantastic. Combat number 1. Add combatant. Yeah, this is where this is the part, like, I don't think it might, but I don't think this is what you're actually gonna do, Cora. I'm just playing around to get things kind of set up, and I might come in here and change some things. So one of the first things that people usually battle, which I think is kind of a rite of passage, is a goblin. Just add 3 of those into that. And then my favorite is a bugbear. So 3 goblins and a bugbear. It is deadly, but it's just for the characters who are currently here. We might do something a little bit bigger next time. So now I can actually load that encounter in. So now all of these characters and these players are here that I can then drop in. Oh, they're already on the map. I just gotta move them. Am I in edit mode? I'm not. Oh, because I loaded it, I didn't edit it. That was my bad. There we go. No, I should be able to take all of these objects and put them where I want instead of just all stacked on top of each other. So say everybody's coming from here, that I can put like Mr. Bugbear at the top of this mountain, and then the goblins come out from the I want the bugbear to present himself as they get to the center, so he'll go here, and then all the goblins come from the other side, that sort of thing. That sounds fun. That could be exciting. But now I can actually hide them. So that way when the characters actually see the map for the first time, they won't be able to see. I open up too many windows. They won't be able to see this. They'll see this. So that way when they first get into place. Kinda, yeah. And again, see, that's the thing. Video games are all based on D&D. As much as people want to think that video games like Pac-Man and stuff like that pave the way, modern video games like the Witcher, frickin' basically anything that you hit and you watch a bar go down that you're killing. Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, Skyrim, like all these freaking games are based on D&D mechanics. All of them, every single one of them. And it's just a matter of how they've taken that gameplay to try to make it more exciting for the players who bought it. Because D&D is all turn-based. It's all, what are you trying to do? Roll for it. Does it succeed or pass? How well does it succeed or pass? Okay, are you done? Next person. And a lot of like the old Final Fantasy games, that's exactly how they are. And they work really well for it. But again, D&D is the basis for a lot of modern video games and how they run and work. Oh, I forgot to put my wig on. What am I doing, Cora? Okay, hold on a sec. Friends, I didn't show you. The shirt came in. If you're looking for it, it's only available till the end of the year. Technically the end of the month too, but end of the year makes it sound more extreme and final. So, okay. Rest of December, this is what you're looking at. Hope you're excited. And for those who come back into the stream on a regular basis, please remind me because I will forget to put this thing back on.
Yeah, so large inside the studio. Big uncut bubble inside. Alright, this is the last tune here.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. How do I look with the hat? No hat. Okay. So yeah, that was easy enough. So when I sharing with me. That makes sense. Trying to remember how this works. Oh yeah. Slam poetry, I love it. Okay. So yeah, remote play is in early access, so that way if somebody gets my link, they can move their characters. It's not perfect yet, but I do love that that is an option right now. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Also, do you notice something? The video has sound with it too. It's got the little bird sounds and oh, I love that shit so much. If I'm not presenting anything. Ah, okay. Okay. It does work. Okay. So if somebody gets this link from me, they'll get this on their screen until I'm ready to show them the map. And then when I start encounter... Oh, that's so cool. Let's say initiative was 15, 5, and then, yeah, like unhide. The bugbear shows up. They're just like, oh my god, that's a thing. Yo, my god, ah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I just showed it off, but if you want to get your own, only through December. They're really cheap. I tried to make them as cheap as possible. They do not take very long to get here, so definitely check it out if you have the ability. Oh, I see how it is, Cora. Sending me messages elsewhere. But that's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I can do all this stuff, and then like, oh, the goblins appeared. They show up on screen. Oops, I forgot to place these people. So that way, this is what everyone sees is over here. Which I think is pretty sweet. And then I can potentially send them music, but I think that'll be over Discord, so that way they hear my voice and they hear the music. which will not be the music you all hear because this is not very good combat encounter music. I mean, it could be, but so then since combat is started, like if the prince decides, well, I want to run around and get over here. I should lock in that they can only move their current movement, but regardless, it moves them in a way that is proper to D&D. Like, you know, this is a 30-foot move. That sort of thing. So say he goes here and then casts something that makes it so that way this person is now charmed. So that way anything that creature does later, it will be considered charmed. So there's things that it can and can't do. The birds are a part of the map. Like when the map is shared, it shows up. I'm excited. And then, boop. I think I'm actually, instead of D&D with DDM, I'm probably going to do that. Yep, that's what it'll be. So yeah, initiative style. I'll probably do bottom. Now let's present the combat again so I can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, that looks better. That looks cleaner. Okay, so let's see what the other ones look like. Ooh, maybe I can do that. That looked cool. Didn't work. I tried. Okay, let's go back to this. Oh, that's cool. I can hand out text. Okay. Oh, that's legit. That's legit. Okay. Okay, need to play around a little bit more. Let's see how the dice roller looks. Oh, that looks legit. That's exactly what I wanted. 2 D20s. That's awesome. That's the sort of stuff that I like to see. I do think I'm going to move combat over to the right again, though. Because now looking at how this looks when it rolls, I think it makes more sense. Because it shows the info over here. Sweet. Okay. That's up and running. Let's look at the other stuff. Hey Cora, do you have access to test something for me real quick? You want to scan that with your phone and see if this map shows up? It does? Awesome. And if I move stuff, does it move on yours too? Oh, interesting. Wait, you tried to move something, or when I moved something, it gave you an error? Because there is a difference there. When I moved. Okay, got it. I think I need to do a little bit more. You can move it around. Oh, I don't see anything moving on my end. That's pretty cool, though. Everything goes away when I do that, right? That's what that means. I get it now. Nothing is changing. Okay. Tight. How's that look? Does it look like my screen does? It should at least. Coffee is life. Game paused. Got it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on that side of it. But not a huge deal at all. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cool. So, stop combat. Oh, that is upsetting. I undo. Where did it put this from? Cool. So until combat is started, I can move them wherever I need to. Yeah, I gotta play around with this a little bit more. But okay, combat counter, at least in the sense of it functioning, is good to go. So now I need to do role playing. So this is where text comes in handy. Oh, okay. Sweet. Sounds good to me. Okay, so I forgot to name it. Yeah, there we go. Awesome, thank you. I will let you know if I need it. Right now, I'm just gonna try to get some other stuff set up and prepped. I hate that it's on a white background. I might fix that later. Cool. Yeah, that's the other thing is, it has example maps and stuff. which I love. And like you can link pages and encounters to specific areas of the map, which I think is legit. So if you know this section, as soon as they get over here, is going to be an encounter, I can actually tag. Tag it. I think is pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's like the people view or me view sort of thing, which I think is pretty awesome. Number 1, label. Exactly, so they can see exactly what I'm doing, because the people on stream are going to get their version of it, so it's not going to be nearly as intense, because we can't, like, we don't need to zoom in and stuff like that. But players, you'll all have to. You'll all have this, so that way you can actually see anything that you need to. Zoom in. Oh, that's where he is. He's 2 blocks away from me. That sort of stuff. 2 squares. Is bugbear one word? Why can I never remember? I think it is. Yeah, so now when we get to that encounter, I don't have to go find it over here. I can just click over here and go, oh, that's what it is. I mean, jokingly, oh my god, yes. But in serious, yes, that I can, like, when this is, like, game day sort of thing, everybody will see this on their screen until I'm ready for them to see everything else. So I have to, like, set this all up again. Dang it. Can I edit this? I can. So if I set all this up, I'm trying to remember. I have to look it up, I think. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I gotta play around with this. Because you'll notice if I switch like my view compared to player view that there's doubles of everything on the screen. I need to remove those doubles. I close that map and then reopen it. Do those objects come back? They do. Okay, so it saves it. Good to know. Let's delete all the ones that aren't hidden. Okay. Something like that. Anyway, interesting. Okay. So if I click on this, load it in, it's completely different. Yep. Okay. I have to play around with that to make sure that it works properly. Because these are associated with the map now, but I don't think... So if I need to find a way, I need to find the proper way, sorry, to be able to make sure that this populates properly. If I go into D&D 101, combat lesson, save. So if I edit this, no, I need to delete that. And bring in test one. Save. Not exactly. Reset. That if I do this one. Okay, they're not hidden. That's not good. Okay, I have to play with that. I'll figure that out. Is there any way that I can say, hey, hide all these combatants? I don't think so. That's upsetting. I just want to be able to select... Well, maybe if I set them all up. It's its own thing. It's called Encounter Plus. It is... Actually, I'll jump into... the App Store. Encounter Plus for D&D. Yeah, you can track initiative, do maps, like they do fog of war and stuff, so that way if there's pillars or walls, you can't actually see behind them until you get there, which I think is legit. the amazing ability to store your campaign information is also really nice. Like I have all of the pages of the Hoard of the Dragon Queen, which is an adventure book. I have it all in here that I have typed and got the images for and put it all in, so that way I could always know what's happening no matter where they go. I also have Curse of Strahd, not all of it, just the stuff that's important to me at the time, because there's a lot that goes on in that campaign. But yeah, a bunch of other, like I started typing up and putting in the player's handbook, so that way I could have that as a reference, which again, I don't use very often. My current campaigns, stuff like that. All that fun stuff is in here. And then of course, D&D 101. So I'm very excited about that. But again, I think I have to do a little bit more research to get some of the online stuff working as I need it. So that way when people come in here, it looks the way it's supposed to, and that we don't have any surprises. I also love this. I can do random encounter, where I pick the type of creatures. Like I can just do undead, size medium, alignment unaligned, environment swamp, and it creates generate. Oh, I picked too many things that I think it wasn't a fan of. The biggest thing is just the type of stuff that you want and then where you are. So forest, undead. There we go. So now you're going up against this. And then pick the difficulty. Ooh, thank you for the biddies! I think I hear a Chandler, but I don't see her anywhere. But yeah, and now I can just add that encounter in randomly. It just generates it for me, which I absolutely love. Yeah, I got shortcuts for everything, which means I should add a shortcut for this as well. Oh, interesting. Okay, I guess. Yeah, new map. Roll dice. Main campaign. Yep, okay. Messages. That's the other thing that I love, is that when we eventually set this up, let me throw up a map again. That if I present this, that I can actually send messages, and it shows up where it's supposed to. Oh, actually I have to hit the send button. It shows up down here. So if I need to, for some reason, especially if people are off, like we're not on stream quite yet, and I don't want to switch to talking to them and chat and stuff like that, then I can actually type little messages to just be like, hey, going live in 2 minutes, that sort of thing. So that way people know that that sort of stuff is happening. I think it's really put in there in the sense of like online gameplay is very very, you know, as best as you can is the ability to communicate no matter what, which I think is super cool. Also, I can set this window to be whatever size I want, which my personal preference is probably going to be like 1920 by 1080 sort of thing. But I'll probably end up throwing this all the way on this screen. So that way, well, you can't see it. Let's throw this up real quick. This works still? It does. Okay. So I have like my OBS screen over there, which will always be there. Anything I'm doing with my encounter is going to go here. I'll probably have Discord open over there to communicate with people, and this will be the map that everyone else sees. So that way, when I make changes, so I'm just going to switch to. So that way, that stuff always changes. And that way everybody has a universal screen size and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty exciting. I'm happy about it. So yeah, I have to play around with it to make sure that I have it set up properly, so that way when people are actually playing this, it's easy. I don't want the learning curve for D&D 101 to be about the technology. I want it to be about the game. So I'm definitely going to have to play around with that a little bit more to get that right. One of the last things that I wanted to play around with is actually let's close that window. As much as I love the birdies. Oh, that's awesome. See, and for those who don't know, I can actually, let me pull it up here. Potentially. Hold on. Where's my house? There's my house. I have this in my garage. So you'll see that I have a projector pointing direct down onto the table. So that way I could do the stuff that I'm doing right now out there. Yeah, this is what it looks like out there. And when this is what it looks like when my garage is clean. It is not clean right now. Yeah, this is what it looks like when it's up and running. This is before I put the fabric down and started using the nice fold-out white cardboard. You can hear all the crickets as I was working out there at night. I could add fog. Like this is my QLab stuff, Q tabletop. But it's something that I would absolutely love to be able to make it rain. But again, this is something that I would love to be able to do an Encounter Plus, which I think I can do some of it, but not nearly as much as I used to be able to do with Q tabletop. So I'm making the adjustments. Yeah, this is this was a glamour photo of sorts that we did. This is back before I mounted the projector, as you can see, before I mounted the projector on the wall or on the ceiling. But yeah, just a lot of I got some build shots of constructing it. Oh yeah, I know. But yeah, I had a lot of fun putting this thing together. Good times, good times. But yeah, so I gotta do a little bit more digging to get this stuff up and running. But it's good to know that I can just send my players a link. They can see the map, they see adjustments, they see changes. I just gotta do a little bit more research. But I am going to call it for today. One, because I need more coffee. But two, I got a few things to accomplish today before we call the weekend a close. So, what? Oh wow, this hair is something else. But again, because of Cora, the amazing Cora, we will be wearing this for every stream for the rest of the month. So definitely come back. We will be here Wednesday for another Witcher Wednesday. Hopefully defeat the Toad. If for some reason the save point that we're at takes us backwards and we're not right there at the Toad when we load the screen back up, we might do a couple other things to get prepped and then take on the Toad, because we got to do it. So again, for those who are here, if you're not already, please jump in that Discord. It is a really fun time, and we have a lot of great conversations off stream. So definitely check that out. A lot of the stuff that I've been doing here, a lot of the process shots have been posted there already. If you aren't already in that, and then again, check out that merch if you haven't bought it yet. It's a limited edition. It's this shirt in this heather gray. I have a model now apparently. It's also in purple, team purple as it's called, and then black, and then the same logo, which I believe is on, can't really see it because of my slideshow. This same logo is now available on a keychain, so I'm really excited about that as well. Again, based on popularity and need, some of the stuff might last a little bit past the end of the year, but there's no guarantee. So if you're looking for it, definitely pick it up now. But yeah, without I think I'll get going. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Design and Conquer, my friends, and I will see you at the next one. Have a great rest of your Sunday and weekend. Have a good rest of your morning and good rest of your day. Goodbye.